For more than a century, oil has shaped the structure of the global economy. It has powered transportation, enabled industrialization, and influenced the outcome of the wars. Today, however, a new question dominates the public discussion. Is the world moving beyond oil? At first glance, the answer seems obvious. Electric vehicles are expanding rapidly, renewable energy is growing, and governments are investing heavily in the energy transition. According to international energy data, global electric vehicle sales exceeded 14 million units in 2023, representing a significant share of new car sales. This has led to a widespread narrative that the oil demand will soon decline and the world will enter a post-oil era. But this narrative overlooks the structure of the system. First, the oil demand is not concentrated in a single sector. Roughly 60% of global oil consumption is tied to transportation, but within that category, only a portion is easily electrified. The passenger vehicle can transition relatively quickly, but aviation, shipping, and heavy-duty transport remain dependent on liquid fuels. A long-haul aircraft requires energy density far beyond what current battery system can economically deliver. Global shipping, which carries around 90% of world trade, also depends on energy-dense fuels that are difficult to replicate at a scale. Second, oil is not only a fuel, it is a foundational industrial input. The petrochemical derived from oil and natural gas are used in plastics, fertilizers, synthetic materials, and advanced manufacturing components. These are not easily replaced by electricity. Even in highly electrified economy, the material layer would still depend heavily on hydrocarbons. Third, global demand dynamics are uneven. Advanced economies may reduce oil consumption over time, but emerging markets continue to grow. As incomes rise, demand for mobility, infrastructure, and industrial goods also increases. Historically, energy consumption has closely followed economic development. There is little evidence that this pattern will disappear in the near term. For the supply dynamic introduce another layer of complexity. Investing in upstream oil production has declined in recent years due to policy shift and market uncertainty. This creates the possibility of future supply constraints. Even if demand growth slows, this leads to a structural tension. The world is attempting to reduce reliance on oil while simultaneously investing in the system that support the majority of global energy demand. If we step back, a clear conclusion emerges. The future is not a transition from oil to no oil. It is a transition from a single dominant system to a multi-layered energy system. Electricity will expand, renewable energy will grow, and new technologies will emerge. But oil will remain embedded in transportation, material, and global trade for decades to come. In this sense, oil is not disappearing, it is being repositioned. The question is not whether oil will be replaced. The question is how its role will evolve within a more complex energy system. oil defined the industrial age. But the next phase of global competition will not be defined by a single resource. It will be defined by the ability to integrate multiple energy systems into a coherent, resilient structure.